Tipping at a restaurant can feel confusing if you're not used to it, but it's an important part of the dining experience in many English-speaking countries. Let's break down exactly how tipping works, why it matters, and how much you should leave for your server so you can feel confident the next time you enjoy a meal out. First, what is a tip? A tip, sometimes called a gratuity, is extra money you give directly to your server as a way to say thank you for good service. In many countries, especially the United States, tips are a big part of a server's earnings. Most servers receive a low base wage, so tips help make up the difference. By tipping, you're not just following custom, you're helping your server earn a fair wage for their hard work. When do you tip? You tip at the end of your meal, after you've eaten, and are ready to pay the bill. The tip is based on the total amount you owe for the food and drinks, not counting any taxes or extra fees unless you want to include them. So, how much should you tip? The basic rule of thumb is to tip between 15 and 20% of the total bill if the service was good. That means, if your meal cost $20, a 15% tip would be $3, and a 20% tip would be $4. For a larger bill, say $50, a 15% tip is $7.50, and a 20% tip is $10. If you received excellent service, it's always nice to tip a little more. But what if the service wasn't good? In that case, you can leave a smaller tip. But it's rare to leave nothing at all. Usually, people still tip, even if it's just 10%, unless the experience was extremely poor. Now, let's talk about how to add the tip to your bill. Sometimes, especially if you're in a big group, usually 6 or more people, the restaurant might automatically add a service charge or gratuity to your bill. This means the tip is already included, and you usually don't need to add more. Check your bill for words like service charge or gratuity. For example, if your bill says subtotal $100, tax $8, gratuity $18, total $126, then the tip is already included. But most of the time, you add the tip yourself. If you're paying with a credit card, your bill will have lines for subtotal, tax, tip, gratuity, and total. Write the tip amount on the tip line, then add that to your total and write the new number on the total line. Sign your name at the bottom. For example, if your bill is $35 and you want to tip 20%, that's $7. So you add $7 to $35 for a total of $42. If you're paying with cash, you can simply leave the tip on the table after you pay your bill. You can leave it as bills or coins, but make sure it's clearly for your server and not left by accident. Let's practice a simple scenario. Imagine you've finished your meal. You say, "Can I have the bill, please?" When you get your bill, you check if the tip is included by asking, "Is the tip included?" If it's not, you take your bill. Let's say it's $24 and decide to tip 20%. You calculate 20% of $24, which is $4.8, and round up to $5. You write $5 on the tip line, add it to your total, and sign the receipt. As you leave, you smile and say, "Thank you for the excellent service." Tipping doesn't have to be stressful. Remember these key phrases. "Can I have the bill, please?" "Is the tip included?" And "Thank you for the excellent service." With a little practice and these simple steps, you'll be ready to tip confidently and show your appreciation for great service every time you go out to eat.